Hi there. We're in day 27 of our Through the New Testament in 1 year. Today we are doing half of Matthew 18. So let's get to it. This shouldn't take long. Who is the greatest? At that time, the disciples came to Jesus, saying, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" And calling a child to him, he put him in the midst of them, and said, "Truly I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." Bold statement, huh? Whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me, but whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and to be drowned in the depth of the sea. Okay? Now, with all the child trafficking and abduction and stuff going on, this verse comes up a lot. And they draw pictures and cartoons of somebody having a millstone around their neck and being tossed in the ocean. It says it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and be drowned in the depth of the sea than what will happen to them when they get the judgment in the judgment seat, right? Big words. Temptations to sin. Woe to the world for temptations to sin. For it is necessary that temptations come, but woe to the one by whom the temptation comes. Your hand. And if your hand or your foot causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you to enter life crippled or lame than with 2 hands and 2 feet and be thrown into the eternal fire. And if your eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. It is better for you to enter life with 1 eye than with 2 eyes and be thrown into the hell of fire. Gehenna. Gehenna was an actual place, right? Parable of the lost sheep. See that you do not despise one of these little ones. It's talking about children, right? For I tell you that in heaven their angels always see the face of my Father who is in heaven. What do you think? If a man has 100 sheep and one of them goes astray, does he not leave the 99 on the mountains and go in search of the one that went astray? And if he finds it, truly I say to you, he rejoices over it more than the other 99 that never went astray. So is it not the will of my Father who is in heaven that these little ones should perish? It is not the will of my Father. Right. Okay, if your brother sins against you, if your brother sins against you, go and tell him his fault between you and him alone. If he listens to you, you have gained your brother. But if he does not listen, take 1 or 2 others along with you, that every charge may be established by evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. If he refuses to listen to them, then tell it to the church. And if he refuses to listen even to the church, let him be to you as a Gentile and a tax collector. Wow. Truly I say to you, whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Again I say to you, if two of you agree on earth about anything they ask, it would be done for them by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I among them. You've heard that verse, right? A lot. So that's Matthew 18. Okay, just for fun, let's jump over to the Geneva Bible. Just because it has the best footnotes of almost any Bible I've seen. So. And Jesus called the little child, there's an A there, Jesus. Can't read it because it's over there. A child in years. I don't know what that means, huh? Converted. A kind of speech taken from the Hebrews, and it is as much as repent. Okay? Become as little children. How do you become as a little child? Well, you remember how they have the wonder, the awe, the spectacle, right? Be like a child. Whosoever shall offend one of these little ones, we ought to have great respect to our brethren, as they never thinking something they never base and he that doeth otherwise shall be sharply punished. Again, the notes are off the side so you can't see them. Right. Woe be unto the world because of offenses. Good man cannot go through the midst of offenses, yet he must cut off all occasion of offenses. Offenses shall come. You got that? Lets and hindrances which stop the course of the good works. The Greek word importeth thus: much things we stumble at. So, interesting stuff. So, there you go. That's it. Lots of good stuff in here. You can't highlight this version, but I wish you could. Yeah. Important things in this one, right? Put a child in the midst of them. Now, there were always kids around, okay? There was always about 100 people around, okay? The apostles had their families with them, all right? There were many other families hanging around. And we found out from when Judas had to be replaced, they needed somebody that was there from the very beginning, from when he was baptized. There was 125 other disciples, right, that they chose from, right, to be a new apostle. That means 125 other people with their families were hanging around Jesus for the entire length of his ministry, okay? If they had 125 disciples to choose from when they had to choose a new apostle. So it was easy to find a child and say, come here, and put him there, right? And does this ever confuse you? Truly I say, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Whoever receives one such child in my name receives me. Yep. But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, right, or stumble, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and to be drowned in the depth of the sea. It would be better than if whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin or stumble. Think of that, okay? Kids are important, right? Lots of temptations. Right? What to do if your brother... I don't think this is blood brother. I think this is brethren in the church, right? Sins against you. The steps to follow. Right? And the important part, for where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I among them. Right? I study these Bible. There's always at least 10 or 11 or, sometimes more people that read them and hang it around, and we're doing this together. So there am I among them. Right? Good stuff. So there you go. That's first half of 18. We will do the other half tomorrow. All right. And parable of the unforgiving servant. Tomorrow's very short, okay? 21 through 35. It's one parable. So you go, catch up on any you may have missed, or just read the first 17 chapters and then join us. So, but tomorrow we'll continue. See you then.